Hey guys, welcome to A Million Things About Japan. I'm Machiko. On each episode, I would like to introduce things related to Japan. It can be Japanese food, culture, customs, and more. But something unique, something really Japanese, and hopefully something new to you. So please subscribe to the channel and find out what Japan has to offer. よろしくお願いします。Today, I would like to introduce a very unique Japanese food which may be a key for a healthy diet. It is called Konnyaku. First, let me show you what Konnyaku looks like. If you have no idea about Konnyaku, you may say, "What is that?" Or, "Is it edible?" When Japanese people are trying to eat healthy, we consider eating this food. As you can see, Konnyaku is very elastic. It is harder than jello, but has a different texture. I'm not sure how to describe it exactly. I know this much. It has a very unique look. I understand how you may feel. It does not look very appetizing, and if you are to touch it, you may be even more suspicious. Konnyaku is enjoyed in Japan because of its many health benefits. It is very nutritious and it is found in some very traditional Japanese foods. 97% of Konnyaku is water and it contains abundant dietary fiber. Konnyaku also contains a good amount of calcium. For that reason, Konnyaku is getting more worldwide attention from health-conscious people as a low-calorie or gluten-free food. When I was working at the bakery in the United States, one of my coworkers, who is a foodie, told me that she was on a diet around this time of year. She said she wanted to prepare for a big holiday meal and many sweets ahead. I think starting a diet right after the holiday season is more common, and this idea is universal. That said, losing some weight ahead of the holidays may be a good idea. By doing so, you can look forward to the holidays even more. I think it's like getting prepared for a disaster, and I like that idea. As I mentioned, it is very common to use Konnyaku while being on a diet. But outside of Japan, maybe a more approachable way to eat Konnyaku is to have it in the form of noodles called shirataki. I saw some noodle recipes using shirataki as a noodle substitute, but using it this way is not very common in Japan. Konnyaku has almost no calories and is rich in dietary fiber. It is useful for healthy digestion and can relieve constipation. It is also good for preventing obesity and can help promote an overall healthy lifestyle. If you are looking for foods to improve your diet, please consider Konnyaku. Konnyaku is made from the corm, which is an underground stem of a plant called Konnyaku or Konjac yam. It kind of looks like taro root, doesn't it? The other day, I happened to see it at a harvest festival, but was not sure what it was until checking the label. Usually, you will not see Konnyaku sold in stores. The konnyaku that we eat is usually sold pre-packaged and you might see it labeled yam cake in your country. In Western countries, konnyaku may be called devil's tongue because of its flower shape. I looked it up online and saw the flower for the first time. It is kind of evil looking, isn't it? Konnyaku originated in the Indochina Peninsula and was introduced to Japan about 10,000 years ago. It was initially used for medicinal purposes. It started as a part of vegetarian cuisine and spread nationwide as a daily food for common people during the Edo period. Konnyaku is consumed in other parts of Asia, but in Japan, it is cultivated as a crop and people eat it daily in a variety of dishes. Now, I would like to introduce how Japanese people eat konnyaku. You may wonder what konjac tastes like. I would say that Konnyaku is bland and does not have much taste. The most interesting thing about konnyaku is its jiggly texture. We call that purun-purun. Some people say that konnyaku has a unique odor. You can remove some of the smell by rubbing it with salt, leave it for about 5 minutes, then boil it for a couple of minutes and cool it down. It is better to eat it with some strong flavored sauce or broth. It can absorb some flavors this way. One of the very traditional and popular konnyaku dishes is called miso dengaku. Konnyaku is cooked and eaten with miso sauce, which is made from soybean paste. It is easy to make and is usually served on skewers. When I was a child, konnyaku miso dengaku was sold at festival stalls, and it was one of my brother's favorite festival foods. Another popular dish that contains konnyaku is oden. Oden is one of the traditional Japanese pot dishes. Many kinds of fish cakes, boiled eggs, vegetables, and konnyaku are simmered in a soy-flavored broth. For Japanese people, our image of oden is konnyaku, daikon radish, and fish cake on a skewer. We even have an emoji for that. If you are in Japan or planning to come to Japan in wintertime and want to try oden, you can go to 7-Eleven, for example. Oden at 7-Eleven is surprisingly good, and many Japanese people, including myself, are big fans of it. The next one is more like a summer dish, but is one of my favorite konnyaku dishes. It is called sashimi konnyaku. Sashimi konnyaku is a ready-to-eat version that can be enjoyed without cooking, often served with a dipping sauce. Sashimi konnyaku has less konjac smell, so even if you are not a fan of konnyaku, it may be a better option. My recommendation is green-colored sashimi konnyaku, which contains seaweed, and it is eaten with a dipping sauce made with vinegar and miso. When I was a junior high school student, I had an at-home cooking project during my summer break. I looked for some interesting recipes, and for some reason, I decided to make konjac steak. First, I made some shallow cuts in a cross-cut pattern on the top of the konjac surface to resemble grill marks and cooked it in the pan. Then, I made some steak sauce and drizzled it on top of the konjac steak and added some vegetables on the side. It really looked like a big piece of steak. I tried it with my family. It looked like steak, but it just tasted like konnyaku. I don't know what I expected, but honestly, it was weird. My dad commented, "This may be a dish I can imagine eating at a hospital." At least, I was able to make a very healthy dinner. I admit that konnyaku has a very unique smell and texture, so I would not be surprised if you don't like it. Even if that's the case, I still think there is a chance you can enjoy konjac jelly, which is konjac jelly. Konjac jelly is a springy gel-like confectionery made by mixing konjac powder or refined dietary fiber with fruit juice instead of gelatin as a gelling agent. It is plant-based, so it can be a very filling and healthy, vegan, sweet snack that can be enjoyed especially if you are on a diet. Unlike regular gelatin, it has a strong elastic texture, and that is the characteristic of konjac jelly. However, it can easily get stuck in the throat, posing a choking hazard, especially for young children and the elderly. Please be aware when you try it. It is suggested to cut the jelly into smaller pieces and chew well before swallowing. Most of the konnyaku that is harvested comes from Gunma Prefecture. I have not been there yet, but there is a special theme park called Konnyak Park in Gunma. You can have a fun and delicious experience with konnyaku through factory tours, konnyaku making workshops, a free buffet, and more. It is all centered around konnyaku, so if you are interested, please check out their website. I hope to visit Konnyaku Park someday. If you still say no to eating konnyaku, how about konnyaku soap for a souvenir from Japan? It is a soap made from konnyaku, and the benefit of konnyaku soap is to remove dirt from pores through its natural scrubbing action and makes skin smooth. They have many color variations and they look very pretty. It is very unique and also very Japanese. I actually bought one for one of my American friends. I chose Sakura, which was a pink-colored soap. When I gave it to her, I really emphasized that it is soap and not to eat it. If you are looking for unique souvenirs from Japan, I suggest Konnyaku soap. I heard it's available in the Soramachi shopping mall in Tokyo Skytree, for example. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram account for A Million Things About Japan. I share additional photos and information about Japan. You can find the link in the description. Are you interested in konnyaku? Have you ever tried it? If so, did you like it or not? Please share your konnyaku experience in the comments. If you are on a diet, why not give it a try? Alright then, stay tuned for more episodes. まったね。